The Vendrelith, a Kryn Empire surveillance vessel, hung in the void like a silver needle threading through darkness. Its mission was simple: observe the newest species to stumble into interstellar travel, catalog their behaviors, and determine threat levels. For 3 months, the crew had watched humanity's clumsy expansion into their own solar system, with a mixture of amusement and clinical detachment. Commander Zekthor, a seasoned Kryn officer whose carapace bore the scars of 24 campaigns, believed this assignment beneath him. Humans were primitive, slow, their technology laughable compared to the elegant systems of the Kryn or the crystalline perfection of the Valorian hegemony. Then Harry Chen stepped onto the observation deck of the human station designated Meridian Outpost. Every alarm on the Vendrelith screamed to life simultaneously. "Commander!" "Communications!" Officer Velnis shrieked, her vocal sacs inflating with panic. "Threat detection at maximum. The human." "Something's wrong with the human." Zekthor's 4 eyes snapped to the holographic display. His thermal scanners showed the human male's body temperature spiking. Neural activity monitors indicated massive electrical surges through the creature's nervous system. The human's musculature was contracting in violent, repeated patterns. "Is it having a seizure?" Tactical Officer Bren asked, manipulators hovering over the weapons console. "Negative," Velnis replied, her voice trembling. "It's deliberate, controlled. Look at the biometric data: respiratory rate increasing, adrenaline surge, muscle groups activating in sequence." On screen, Harry Chen stood near a viewing port, his expression peaceful as he gazed at Earth's blue marble hanging in the distance. His right arm reached awkwardly over his shoulder. "Full combat protocols," Zekthor commanded. "Raise shields. Charge weapons systems." The Vendrelith hummed as its Void-class defensive barriers materialized, a shimmer of purple energy that could withstand the blast of a small star going supernova. Plasma cannons emerged from hidden ports, tracking the human station with lethal precision. "Commander," Science Officer Thelrin reported, her voice tight with fear. "The human's skeletal structure is demonstrating impossible flexibility. Its arm is bending at angles that should snap bone. And the neural surge, it's consistent with species preparing for extreme violence." Harry's fingers found the spot between his shoulder blades, where his jumpsuit's seam had been irritating him all morning. He scratched vigorously, eyes half closed in relief. "Weapons hot," Bren shouted. "That motion, it's reaching for something. A concealed weapon." "Wait," Zekthor said, though doubt crept through his voice. "Humans don't have natural weapons. What could it possibly?" "Sir, the motion is repetitive, cyclical," Thelrin interrupted. It's almost ritualistic. Perhaps a pre-combat meditation? A psychotic break? I'm reading endorphin releases now. Massive dopamine spikes. That's a chemical warfare agent." Velnis practically screamed. "It's dosing itself with combat stimulants. On Meridian Outpost, completely oblivious to the alien warship preparing to vaporize his home, Harry Chen shifted his scratching slightly lower, pursuing a particularly persistent itch. He sighed, contentedly. "Should we contact the human authorities?" Bren asked. "Warn them one of their own has gone rogue? And reveal our presence?" Zekthor's mandibles clicked with agitation. "No. But prepare a full strike package. If that thing makes any aggressive move toward its own people." Harry's left hand joined the right, both now scratching along his spine in alternating patterns. His head tilted back slightly, a look of pure bliss crossing his face. "Dual appendage assault protocol," Bren announced. "Commander, it's coordinating a complex attack pattern with both manipulation limbs. The flexibility required for that motion is impossible," Thelrin insisted, checking her instruments 3 times. "Human anatomy can't support that range of motion. Unless this is an enhanced human, a super soldier, a weapon." Emma Rodriguez walked onto the observation deck, coffee in hand. her footsteps echoing softly on the metal floor. She saw Harry and smiled. "Still got that itch?" she called out. Harry turned, dropping his arms. "Yeah, this jumpsuit is killing me." Emma set down her coffee and walked over. "Here, let me help." She reached up and scratched between Harry's shoulder blades with practiced efficiency. Harry's eyes closed in relief. Aboard the Vendrelith, pandemonium erupted. Second human, Velnus wailed. "It's making contact with the compromised one. They're communicating. The first human's vitals are still spiking," Thelrin reported. "Now the second is mimicking the attack pattern. This is coordinated. They're working together." "Is this a mating ritual?" Bren asked desperately. "A dominance display?" Focus," Zekthor commanded. "Arm the quantum torpedoes. If this is some kind of human biological weapon test, we need to be ready to sterilize that entire station." Emma finished scratching and patted Harry on the shoulder. "Better? So much better," Harry replied. "Thanks, Emma. Want some coffee? I brought you some." She gestured to the 2 cups now sitting on the console beside them. The humans walked to the viewing port together, sipping their beverages, completely at peace as they stared at their homeworld. On the Vendrelith, every instrument slowly returned to baseline readings. The threat indicators dimmed. The neural activity settled. The temperature normalized. Silence filled the bridge. "What?" Zekthor finally asked, his voice hollow. "Just happened, I believe," Thelrin said slowly, checking and rechecking her data, "that the human was scratching. An irritation on its dermis layer. The second human was assisting. Scratching," Zekthor repeated flatly. "Scratching," Thelrin confirmed. "And that," the commander continued, "triggered every combat warning system we have. Systems designed to detect genuine threats. Systems that have saved Kryn. Lives in 100 battles." "Yes, sir." Zekthor stared at the peaceful scene on the view screen. The 2 humans, Harry and Emma, laughing about something, drinking their stimulant beverages, completely unaware they'd nearly been atomized. "Adjust the human threat assessment," he finally ordered. "Upward. Significantly upward." "Sir?" Bren asked, confused. "They were just scratching." "Exactly," Zekthor replied grimly. "They were just scratching, and every sensor we have screamed danger. Imagine what happens when they're actually angry." These creatures evolved on a death world where they needed combat-level nervous systems just to deal with minor irritations. What happens when they decide we're more than just an itch? 8. He watched Harry reach back and scratch again, casually, as if it were nothing. "Recommendation," Zekthor said quietly. "When humanity reaches out to the stars, we smile, we welcome them, and we never, ever, give them a reason to do more than scratch." The Vendrelith powered down its weapons and faded back into the darkness, leaving humanity to its simple pleasures, its dangerous biology, and its complete ignorance of how terrifying they truly were. The end.